Around the world, religious freedom, or more broadly, the expression of freedom of thought, conscience and religion, is under threat by a mixture of bureaucracy, political correctness, and sometimes even sheer prejudice. Sadly, there are signs of this in Australia. Voices and perspectives are being silenced by political correctness, activists, and legal attack. All of this makes for a less harmonious society. Over the past few years, there have been dozens of documented cases in Australia of people facing mistreatment because of their values, beliefs, or religion. Cases include doctors, healthcare professionals, public servants, and other workers being investigated, disciplined, or sacked because they expressed unpopular views. And in one unbelievable instance, a university student was suspended because he simply prayed with another student who was experiencing stress. There are dozens of examples of people being discriminated against because of their views, the causes they support, or even the causes they refuse to support. For every one of these documented cases, there are undoubtedly more which go largely unnoticed. Doesn't Australia already have protections for this kind of thing in Section 116 of the Constitution? Yes and no. What the clause actually says is that the government cannot establish any religion, prohibit the free exercise of any religion, or ban people from running for parliament or working in the public service because of their religion. That's a good restriction on the federal government not to interfere in people's religion. But unfortunately, Section 116 only applies to the federal government and not to state governments. This means that there is a big gap between federal and state protections for religious freedom. Why does this matter? Because more and more Australians are being affected in their jobs, schools, and day-to-day lives. Many of these things happen under state jurisdictions. Increasingly, we're seeing cases where people seeking to live out deeply held views, which until very recently were uncontentious, are being taken to court or tribunals because others disagree or feel offended by what they think, believe, or say. People from all walks of life are being targeted. Take Ben, a taxi driver, Michelle, a mental health practitioner, Chris, a government employee, or Samantha, a tertiary lecturer, as examples. For cases like these, the legal defence, mediation, or other processes usually take a lot of effort, time, and money to defend. As you will see via the link, many complaints are anonymous, and some are even from funded activists who end up dropping their complaint after a period. While it's good when cases are dropped, in many instances, the process itself serves as a punishment. These cases provide a chilling effect to stifle others and encourage self-censorship. Could this be you or someone you know one day? Words and ideas that people object to should be responded to with other words and ideas, not lengthy legal battles. Or, of course, there's the good old approach of live and let live. These punishments are clear violations of the democratic right to freedoms of conscience, expression and association, and seriously compromise our harmonious society. There is nothing stopping you or someone you know one day facing the same mistreatment as these people. Real diversity requires pluralism, the ability for different people and groups to peacefully coexist and express ideas without fear of punishment. It means the freedom to associate with like-minded people and live out shared values, even when those values don't align with another group's values. It means allowing those with no faith to live in accordance with their worldview and to promote it openly. It means letting Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus and others openly live out their faith in the same way. All of this is essential for a harmonious civil society. Freedoms of conscience, expression and association are not about special privilege for a select group. They are about people with or without a faith being able to live freely, pursuing what's important to them and their communities. That's something that all Australians should care about because it's a key foundation of our civil society, freedom and democracy. Log on to australiawatch.com.au and check out recent cases and resources that will equip you to explain this issue to friends and your wider community. If you found this video helpful, please share it with others.